Hi, Abby. My name is Madison. I'll be your counselor. I just want to let you know that before we start, that I am a counselor in training here at Hood. So all of our sessions are recorded just for learning purposes.
Okay.
I also want to let you know that I am bound by the American Counselor Association, their code of ethics. So that means that all of our information here is between us and my teacher, but between us, and this is a safe space for you to express yourself. But there are some times where I'm going to have to break confidentiality. And that would be if you intend to harm yourself or anyone else. I'd have to break confidentiality. If for any reason I'm court subpoenaed, um, or if you have are involved in or know of any harm for a child or a vulnerable adult, and then also if you would like the records for yourself, we would have to sign a release form and I'd be able to give those to you.
Okay.
Is that clear?
Yeah.
Okay, if at any point you want a copy of that, I'm more than welcome to give this to you.
Okay.
I just want to point something out. So there's obviously going to be differences between us, and some that we can see, some that we can't. But at any point in any of our sessions that you feel like it needs to be addressed, that's fine.
Okay.
All right. Do you have any questions?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So what brings you in today?
Well, not really sure where to start. I guess about 6 months ago, my husband and daughter and I moved to this area
Okay.
because my husband got a job offer. And then very shortly after we moved, he left. And, we're in the middle of divorce proceedings right now.
Okay.
And I guess, the main reason why I'm coming in is just I'm having a really hard time adjusting to being a single mom, what that means, and especially not having any support network. Because, like I said, we moved here, not long ago for him, for his opportunity, and I don't know anyone here. And so now it's just me and my daughter, and I love her, but it's really hard being a single mom, and I would really like some friends.
So from what I'm hearing is that you're going through a really big adjustment phase right now. You're new to the area, you're in the process of getting divorced, single mom, and just kind of lonely. Is that correct?
Yes, yeah, and I'm just not really sure. I don't know. Everything seems like unfixable.
Unfixable.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't even know. Like, I know this is not how I want my life to be.
Right.
But I'm not sure where to start to make it better.
Right. So one of the main reasons why you're here is to try to make things better.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would like some help in just trying to feel better supported,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and that's part of coming here is kind of looking for that, professional support.
Okay.
But I also would like to figure out ways that I can, make friends.
Yeah.
And just, to kind of, right now I feel like it's me and my daughter against the world.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a really difficult feeling.
Okay. All this stuff seems very fresh. So you've only moved here 6 months, and now all these changes are happening back to back. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
That sounds really difficult.
Yeah.
Very tough.
Yeah, it is. It is really hard.
So, this divorce, how's that been for you?
I mean, it's been hard, but probably not in the ways that you might expect. The main difficulty, honestly, is in becoming a single mom because the marriage was so unhappy for so
Mm-hmm.
long that there was a part of me that was relieved when
Okay.
he left. because of my own personal beliefs, I didn't feel like I could ask for a divorce, even though I desperately wanted one for a long
Right.
time. And so when he left, it was kind of the answer to a lot of silent prayers.
Okay. So your belief system was keeping that marriage together on your end.
Yes.
Okay, and now it's kind of a sense of relief that the marriage is done, but on the other hand, it's not, because here you are being a single mother.
Right. Yeah. Which I wasn't, psychologically or emotionally or financially prepared for. So it's definitely overwhelming.
Okay, it's overwhelming.
It is very overwhelming. Yeah. Yeah. And so again, that's why I feel like I feel this need for support, but I have no idea how to get it.
Okay. So it sounds like you're kind of at a loss right now.
Yes.
Okay. So how does it make you feel right now that, you're at a loss and you want the support, but you're here right now trying to get the support?
Well, I guess, to be honest, I feel kind of foolish. I feel like why can't you just be like a normal person and go out and make friends?
So what part of this feels foolish? Because I feel like the not having friends part, not being able to make friends, is what kind of sounds foolish, but...
Yeah, I mean, that is what feels foolish, but it also feels, I guess, like, I don't know, like, why do I need to, like, seek help? Why can't I just go out and do these things, make the changes that I want? Why do I have to come see a counselor? It just feels like, I don't know, like I should just be able to figure this stuff out on my own.
Mm-hmm. I want to bring to attention that it's okay to be here. You said to me in these last 6 months that, you've gotten the divorce, you're in a new area, it's just you and your daughter, you're alone. So I think you've taken the right step to being here. You and your daughter, how's the relationship right there?
Well, I mean, it's good in that I love her, of course. Yeah. But she's 2, mm-hmm. which is a difficult age. And it can be really hard because obviously she's not in school and it's just the 2 of us all day, every day. Mm-hmm. And she's very willful and she's kind of in a phase where she doesn't like to take naps. Okay. So it's really hands-on all the time. And, I hate to say this, but I feel resentful sometimes.
Resentful.
And I also feel like maybe, I don't know, it feels really awful. I mean, I feel ashamed of myself for saying this, but I feel like if I didn't have her, then I wouldn't be lonely.
So right now that's your one person though, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so this resentment, who is that, towards your daughter or?
I think it's at the circumstances, and I think it is really hard having a toddler, period. I think it's especially hard being a single mom and having a toddler.
Right.
And, and when it comes down to it, of course I wouldn't trade my daughter for anything in the world. It's just, I don't know, it's really hard because I feel like it's just the 2 of us, and I would really like to have more than just the 2 of us in our life.
Yeah, you keep repeating it, it's just the 2 of you, and which is obviously extremely difficult, but then you're kind of like chuckling about the circumstances.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess because I feel uncomfortable, I feel guilty, like even suggesting that it makes me feel like a bad mom to say that, like,
Right.
that I'm struggling with this, and that I'm feeling, this way, or that I feel resentful towards her sometimes. And obviously she hasn't done anything wrong.
Yeah.
She's 2 and she's wonderful, and she just, she deserves to be loved, and it's just, I don't know, like, I think that if I could make some friends, that I would feel better, I would feel better supported. I wouldn't, I don't think I would feel like the kind of like resentment that I feel towards her sometimes, because I would feel more supported, and I would feel like I had more going on in my life, and just, I'm really lonely, and it's...
Okay, so you moved here with not knowing anyone, correct? Okay, so it was you, your husband, and your daughter, and now your husband's out of the picture. And so it's created a lot of emptiness for you, is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you keep saying it's just the two of us, it's just the two of us, it's the two of us. And it feels like you are really longing for more than just the two of you.
Yeah.
With any type of support.
Yeah, I am, and I just don't know where to start. Like, I wish there was like a Match.com for friendships or something, because I just don't even know where to look. I mean, how do you... In the past, I always found friends through jobs, or through, mostly through jobs, I guess, or through going out places and being able to kind of, do the things that I can't do anymore, go out to bars or whatever, you meet people, or I would meet people through my husband's, co-workers, families and stuff, and now I'm like, well, how do I just don't even know where to begin. Do I start randomly accosting other mothers at playgrounds?
So it feels like that not only that you've lost the support system from your husband, who's left you with just two of you, but it sounds like you've lost any type of foundation for being able to, meet new people.
Yeah. I feel like I have. And I've thought about, like, well, I do take my daughter to the park, and I do see other moms there, and sometimes I have thought, about trying to strike up a conversation with one of them, but it just feels, I guess, unnatural. It feels intimidating.
Okay. So on one hand, it's like, this is so overwhelmingly lonely, but it still feels so unnatural that you can't just bring the two together and create something productive for yourself and create friendships, correct?
Yeah, I wish that I could just have the confidence to go up to anyone and introduce myself and not care if they responded well or not.
Right. So you're lacking a little bit of confidence.
Definitely lacking confidence, yeah.
Where do you think that comes from?
Well, I think it's been a lifelong issue. I was always a shy child.
Okay.
But, like, when I was in college, I think, I had a bit of bravado. I think a lot of college-age people do. And I think that it was really, I think my marriage really affected the way that I feel about myself, and definitely, being left.
Yeah. So, being left, what did that feel like?
Well, like I said, I kind of wanted him to leave, and at the same time, I would be lying if I said that there wasn't an element of hurt to that, And not just his leaving, I mean, the marriage itself, I've never felt so disliked by anyone in my
Wow.
whole life as I did by my husband. And, you know, and then it turns out he disliked me so much that he wanted to leave.
That's heavy.
Yeah.
It feels very heavy to me that this one person who you would hope would be your lifelong partner and that would love you unconditionally disliked you so much
Yeah.
that they would leave you.
Yeah, like the one person who's supposed to love you the most can't even stand to be in the same room with you.
Right.
Like, what? And I know that's not about me, but it feels like it's about me. It's really hard not to feel like, oh, what's wrong with you? You know?
Right. I'm wondering if that sense of loss for someone who's supposed to be so important is, you know, affecting the way that you're able to make other relationships. Because, you know, you're saying that you're so lonely, but I'm wondering if this is something that's keeping you lonely.
Yeah, I mean, I think, sure, absolutely, that that the wounds of my marriage and being left are informing the amount or lack of confidence that I have in trying to make friends with people. Sure.
Okay, so what I've heard so far is that you're extremely lonely, which unintentionally is causing a little bit of resentment towards your daughter that you're not thrilled about. And, you know, your lack of confidence in your feelings of being rejected by someone very important in your life is kind of debilitating. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess I hadn't realized. It sounds crazy to say. I guess I hadn't realized how much it hurt me that my husband left me.
Right.
I guess I hadn't, because there was so much resentment on my end that it's been really easy maybe to shrug it off and say, well, I wanted him to leave anyway.
Right.
And so I hadn't thought about this, you know, but yeah, maybe that's a defense mechanism. And, you know.
So I'm wondering, you know, if you were able to create the picture of what your life should be like, what you think it'd be like, or what you'd like it to be like, what would that look like for you?
I mean, I would really like some friends. I'd like a tribe, you know what I mean? Like I'd like some people, a support network, and not just for me. I mean, for my daughter too. I'd love for her to have like playmates, and that would be a huge part of what I would want. And I think that if we had that, you know, that being a single parent would be easier. And so that's the main thing. And then I guess aside from that, I would like to find a way to have some time for myself.
Okay.
You know, I keep thinking, well, you know, when she goes through preschool next year, that'll be easier. I'll have a little bit of time, you know, and I'm self-employed, so I can work from home, but but that seems like a really long time from now.
Yeah, especially because so much is going on, right?
Yeah.
It just seems they can't find the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
Okay, so this tribe would serve a purpose for both you and your daughter.
Mm-hmm.
So what would you expect from them?
Just camaraderie, you know, just, I mean, be nice to have fun.
Right.
I don't feel like I've had fun in a really long time.
Okay.
So, yeah, to be able to have fun and also to just do what friends do, you know, share problems, share experiences, and, you know, maybe if I need a babysitter, they help me out. If they need one, you know, it's a, you know, it's a reciprocal kind of thing. Yeah.
So right now, I'm feeling like the biggest necessity for you is to find the friends so that you don't feel so alone.
Yeah.
So are you willing to take steps to reach those?
Yeah, I'm just not really sure where to start.
Okay. So if you're open to it, I'd be more than willing to, you know, connect you with some type of support groups.
Okay.
But on the underlying issue, I think that we need to address the confidence and just have you feel not rejected and, you know, so that you're able to take a step out there. Whether if you're at the parks and that's where you guys frequent, you know, take steps for you to be able to go ahead and say hello or how are you, and not just we have the kid, let's talk, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering what that would feel like for you to step out of your element and spark up a conversation with somebody.
That does not sound. It sounds scary.
What part of it sounds scary?
I guess just the potential for rejection.
What would that feel like to be rejected?
Embarrassing. You know, it hurt my feelings. Yeah.
I see you you're playing with your fingers and fidgeting.
Yeah, I mean, even thinking about being rejected feels uncomfortable.
Has there been a situation where you've put yourself on the line besides your marriage and you've been rejected?
Yeah, I mean, sure. I haven't gotten jobs that I've applied for, or you know, stuff like that.
What about in terms of meeting new people?
No, not really.
So you've been successful in the past.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been successful in the past. Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so let's say you go and spark up a conversation, and it goes well. Then what?
Yeah. I mean, then what? I don't know. That would be. I mean, that's an exciting idea that it would go well, and I guess then I would wonder what the next step would be. You know, like, do I ask for her phone number? You know, like,
I think that might be a little awkward, right? That feels a little uncomfortable, right?
Maybe. Yeah. No, I mean, I think it would feel good just even to take that first step of like.
Yeah.
You know, of actually trying to talk to someone instead of like awkwardly staring at them from across the playground, hoping that they might actually talk to me.
Yeah, that might give off some bad vibes right there. Okay, so you've done this before. You've been successful at it.
Mm-hmm.
So it can happen again, right?
Yeah, it could.
Does it seem realistic? Does it seem like something you could actually go out and do?
Yeah, I could.
And do you and your daughter, like, frequent the same park?
Yeah, I mean, we have one just 2 blocks from our house.
Okay, so I'm sure you're not the only one frequenting that one park. So maybe today it's just, hi, how are you? But the next time you see each other, oh, hey, how are you? You know, and the conversation gets deeper. You know? So
yeah,
I don't think that it's necessarily has to be like, right now we're going to be friends right this second. But I think it'd be good just for you to, because you are so lonely, just to have another adult to talk to. Because you said, you know, it's just you and your daughter. You guys are talking all the time, and that's your one outlet. You know, there's certain things you can't share with a 2-year-old. So I think if you just, you know, take that first step, it might feel like a weight lifted off your shoulders.
Yeah. No, I think you're probably right.
So this seems realistic?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
It seems realistic. I feel like it's something I could do.
Okay, do you think by our next session that you can at least talk to one or two parents at the park?
Yes.
Okay, that was a long pause. I'm wondering
I'm just thinking of like, well, what exactly would be talking to one or two parents at a park? Just saying hello?
if that's what you're comfortable with, but I mean, simple, oh, how's your day, or...
Yeah, I guess I could be like, oh, how old is yours?
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
something-
I can commit to talking to one or two people
Okay,
between now and next week.
okay.
Yeah.
I think that would really help you out.
Yeah.
And even maybe, for a long-term goal, you could make your Match.com for friends, after we start this process, because I'm sure you're not the only one feeling like that. So, maybe as a
Yeah.
long-term goal, but for right now, we'll just stick with, until we see each other next, that you'll make contact with two other parents in the park.
Yeah, I will. I will make contact. Yes. With two other parents in the park. I can do that.
Okay. Do you think that would, how do you think that would affect your loneliness?
Well, I mean, that might not affect my loneliness, but I guess if it goes well,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not rejected on the spot, that I might feel more confident to kind of make that more of a habit, and it's like, I think the more often you try at something, the more
Mhm.
likely you are to succeed.
Exactly. Okay, I think
Yeah.
that's great that you're making that connection with the confidence, because ultimately I feel like that's one of the things that we need to work on for you to have a better relationship with your daughter and not feel so lonely and not have the resentment, because I feel like you've just feel so rejected and so put off by your ex-husband, that confidence really needs to be worked on.
Yeah, no, I agree. I definitely agree.
Are there any other things you could think of that you could possibly help your confidence or the feeling of loneliness?
I mean, I know that the more productive I feel, the better I feel about myself.
Okay.
So, I used to, when I was feeling better, I used to have more energy. I
Okay.
used to do more, and that was everything from running and doing yoga to just cleaning around the house to doing artwork and writing poetry, all these things that I just don't do. I feel like I just, right now, just do the bare minimum to get through my days.
Okay.
And that doesn't feel very rewarding or, like, nourishing.
Okay. Yeah. So earlier you spoke about doing stuff for yourself. And so you going out to the park with your daughter, interacting with other adults is good for you, but it's not really possibly fulfilling.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering if maybe if you went running with your daughter in her stroller, or if you there's mommy and me yoga classes, maybe that's something that you'd like to explore in the future to not only combat this feeling of loneliness, but also to be self-fulfilling.
Yeah, and I hadn't even thought of the mommy and me yoga classes. Mm-hmm. That could kind of be like a two birds with one stone
exactly.
kind of thing. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would be into that. I would definitely be into that. And, just the way that it is right now, like I said, I feel like, I kind of have to do everything with her.
Yeah.
But there are probably some things that I could do for myself that, after I put her to bed.
Yeah.
That would make me feel better ultimately than just sitting and watching TV or, just doing nothing.
Yeah. All right, so unfortunately we're coming to the end of our session.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to give a little wrap up. So you've moved here recently, going through a lot of changes, going through a divorce, taking care of your daughter as a single mother, experiencing all these feelings of loneliness, correct? Okay, and as a way to address the loneliness in your lack of confidence, we've agreed that you will take steps at the park to initiate conversation with other parents, correct? All right, and you're okay with that?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. So then I want to, next session, let's potentially talk about things, any other emotions that are coming with, feeling lonely. And then also, let's see if we can look together at maybe mommy me yoga classes or explore any other options that are going to be fulfilling for you, because ultimately we're concerned about your self-care. So, all right, is that okay?
Yeah, that all sounds good.
All right. Well, I look forward to seeing you next session. Thank you.
Thank you.